Salut, comment ça va? Welcome back everybody to the CF Montreal career mode. We have taken the French Canadian side from the MLS, we have put them into the French League, and so far things are going really well. 20 games in and we are 8 points clear of PSG in second place after getting our first ever victory against them and an unbeaten year against them as well. We drew with them away from home, very controversially. We should have won that game, but then we did beat them in Quebec and we have since extended the lead on them. So I'm very, very happy with that. And something else I'm very happy about is our Champions League campaign so far. We finished 4th in the league phase, 19 points, 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 16 scored and 10 conceded. Not a bad showing in our first ever season in the Champions League. And in this episode we will be playing the first 2 knockout games in UEFA Champions League history for Club de Foot Montreal, which I'm very excited about. But before we get into those games and find out our opponent, let me show you the highlights of the games we have before then. So our first game here was up against third place Marseille. Just to peel back the curtain a little bit, this was the first time I had played this game in over a week, so if I'm a little bit rusty in some of the games today, then that's why. Getting those excuses in early. But thankfully, didn't need to use that excuse in this game because Esteban Lapaul, picking up from where he left off when I last played this game, put the ball in the back of the net via the post to give us the lead. He wasn't done there. 10 minutes later, he was on the score sheet again. What a season he's had. What a series he's had, really, Esteban Lapaul. Absolutely fantastic. He might be only 80 rated, but he feels like 6-7 ratings higher. He has been absolutely brilliant in this career mode. Speaking of absolutely brilliant though, this was quite a good strike from Douglas Luiz, applying his trade at Marseille here, the former Villa man. Really good free kick there to pull Marseille back into this game. Sami Zayn got absolutely nowhere near that. I put Siddiqui on the line, but he put it to the opposite side and he halved the deficit. In the second half, though, that wasn't a matter. Lapaul setting up one this time for our captain, George St. Pierre, another man who's had a great goal-scoring season, and this was a brilliant finish as well. Right foot, left foot, doesn't matter. He can finish them either way. And speaking of finishing it, Esteban Lapaul finished off the goal-scoring here, getting yet another hat-trick this season with a left-footed finish of his own. 4-1 win here against third place in the league. Brilliant way to kick off the episode. It was a trip to the French capital up next as we took on struggling Paris FC. They currently lie in 17th place and we took advantage of that poor form today. Esteban Lapaul opening up the scoring like he always seems to do to give us the lead here. And then, lads, I can't believe I'm saying this, but a miracle has happened. We actually scored a headed goal. Chatelan's ball in. Kone wins the header, his first goal in a Montreal shirt. Yes, it takes a bit of a deflection, but Kone was given the goal, surprisingly. I thought it was going to go down as an OG, but he has got his first goal for Montreal, and we have scored, I believe, our first header in this series. I remember scoring one in the United career mode with Cole Palmer. I think Phil Brooks might have scored one in the Celtic career mode, but it feels like it has been a minute since we scored a headed goal and Kone is the man to get it. Again, little bit of luck with the deflection, but I don't care. What I did care about, though, was no clean sheet. Paris do pull one back here. Really poor defending. Sami Zayn, what the hell is he doing there? He just stood and watched, and then he actually tried to waddle away from the ball like he's a duck at a lemonade stand. But thankfully it didn't mean too much in the end, as GSP, who actually did miss a penalty in this game, it hasn't saved the replay of it, but it did save his goal here to put us 3-1 up and to give us our second 3 points of the episode. So our next game here was against 8th place Stade Rennais, and we end up going 1-0 up. Kone with his second goal in as many games, 2 now in a Montreal shirt as well. But for some reason the game doesn't want to show you the highlight. You can kind of see him running in there, but then the game is like, oh no, let's just show you Kevin Owens here in the centre circle. Like, what was the cameraman doing there? EA, honest to God, you never fail to disappoint me. Let's just say that. When I die, I hope EA put me into my grave so they can let me down one more time. But anyways, thankfully Kone didn't let us down there and put us 1-0 up. Evan Ferguson, though, from the penalty spot, did equalise for Stade Rennais, sent the keeper the wrong way, and got the equaliser for the home side. It's just a shame he couldn't do that in the penalty shootout in the Celtic career mode. If you know, you know. But somebody who did put the ball in the back of the net here as well was Esteban Lapaul, yet again. Brilliant episode he's having so far. 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Esteban Lapaul putting the ball in the back of the net. I thought we had messed it up here though with 4 minutes to go. Absolutely nobody there to defend this chance. And in the 86th minute, I thought, that's it. We've dropped 2 points here. Really, really disappointing result. I mean, Stade Rennais are a good team, but to be 2-1 up with only 4 minutes left to concede a goal like that was really disappointing. But then, in the 89th minute, GSP, who missed a penalty against Paris FC, did not miss here. 3-2, another win here in this episode. We've not done it the easy way, but we are getting the results, and that's all that matters. Great to pick up another victory here on the road. So we've just drawn 1-1 with Metz here in the Coupe de France quarter-final. Their goal wasn't even a highlight. We were 1-0 up, 25 minutes to go, the highlight ended, all of a sudden it was 1-1 and we were in extra time. But it has gone to penalties, so you know what, let's do the penalty shootout live as it happens. They get the first penalty here, Sami Zayn guesses the wrong way and Metz take the lead. GSP, he scored a penalty in this episode, he's missed one. What can he do here with his 3rd spot kick of the episode? Oh, he blasts it into the top corner. Beautiful stuff there from the captain. Mangondo also sends the keeper the wrong way to make it 2-1. Sami Zayn, who we did give decent penalty strikes, or penalty kicks I should say. What can he do here? He has scored a penalty in the Coupe de France already this season. Oh, and he's scored an absolute beauty there to make it 2-2. Here's Hein, 3-2. 100% record from everybody so far. Kevin Owens up next. Let's see what he can do. Kevin Owens, brilliant penalty. 3-3. Very tense stuff here. Jalot. Oh, Sami Zayn guesses the right way, but he delayed it. Here's Benet now, who requested to play this game, so I put him on the bench. He came off the bench. I've never used him before. What can he do from the spot kick? He puts it right into the top corner as well. Atta now up next for Metz. Oh, I had a great line of commentary in my head there. But Sami Zayn concedes all 5 penalties, and it's down to Tosin, our cup striker, to keep us alive here in the Coupe de France. Don't think I've ever taken a penalty with him. This is the first time, from what I can recall anyways, and he scores it, and we go to sudden death. Can Sami Zayn finally save one? It goes down the middle. Who's next? It's Davies, the young Canadian winger. God, that circle is going very fast. What can Davies do? Oh, he's missed it. Oh, it's a terrible moment for the youngster. And we are knocked out of the cup. Oh, that is disappointing. I did want to win the cup this season, but you know what? When I said that, that was when I didn't think we were going to have a prayer at winning the league. So, you know what? It's disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. Quarter-final exit here, though, in the Coupe de France. FC Lorient is the final game before we enter into the knockout round of the Champions League on the 27th of February as well, the day before my real-life birthday, so hopefully they don't spoil the party here. The only change I've made is Diabate comes in for Yoro. He was just a little bit tired, and I do want to have him for that Champions League game. So let's give this a quick sim. I think they're 3rd bottom from the league. They've been a little bit of a bogey team for us in this series, but thankfully not today. Rocket Richard and GSP with the goals to give us a 2-1 win against FC Lorient. And I can finally now confirm that our first ever knockout round Champions League opponent will be Sevilla. The Spanish outlet are the team we will be facing in the round of 16. Some other big games happening there as well though. Monaco versus Arsenal looks like an interesting game. Atletico versus Liverpool, Bayern Munich versus Man City, Benfica versus Tottenham, PSG Napoli, Dortmund Milan and Roma and Leverkusen. So some very, very big games there, but Sevilla is the team we will be facing. So without further ado, lads, let's get into the first leg. And here it is, lads, a European night in Spain, which leads me on to the painful fact that this is my first episode that I've done since the Europa League final last week between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United. Of course, I'm absolutely gutted that United didn't get the job done, but listen, I'll hold up my hands and say congratulations to Tottenham. I do think they deserve to win on the night. I see people say United created chances and that's why we should have won, but in football, you only get what you deserve. And Tottenham, unfortunately, did actually deserve to win that game. So no European football for Manchester United next season for the first time since the 14-15 season. So yeah, I am gutted. And obviously we have a lot of Celtic fans on this channel as well. I'm sure Celtic as well will be gutted about losing the Scottish Cup final. But at least they have a league title and a League Cup this season. So yeah, not exactly the same season as Manchester United. But commiserations, of course, to Celtic. And listen, I congratulated Tottenham, so I have to congratulate Aberdeen as well. But hopefully we won't be disappointed at the end of this game here and at the end of this tie. Sevilla versus Club de Foot Montreal. Very excited about this game. Sevilla, of course, the kings of the Europa League. They've won that tournament more times than anybody else, so they will be wanting to add a Champions League title to that, or to those successes, I should say. I'm tripping over my words here. Emre Can is leading them out onto the pitch. I did see Romelu Lukaku there, Adnan Januzaj as well out on the right. So a few decent players in their squad, Sevilla. So not going to be an easy opponent by any stretch of the imagination. It's hard to believe Adnan Januzaj's first full season at Manchester United was 12 years ago. The 13-14 season. That is absolutely crazy. Time goes by way too quickly. But anyways, the lads line up to get their squad picture there. Looking determined as ever. We've had a really good run in the Champions League so far. Only one defeat, and that was in Spain against Villarreal. We've got a full-strength team here, though, as you can see. Let's skip the rest of the pleasantries and let's get into it. Sevilla kick things off here in the first leg of the last 16 of the Champions League. I tell you what, lads, it's going to be a long season for me next year not having a team to support in any European competition. Of course, there's teams I wish well, like Celtic. But yeah, first time now I've had to experience a European football, or excuse me, a season without European football for United in a decade. Good save there by Sami Zayn. So yeah, it's going to be a long-ass season. But anyways, we're in Europe in this career mode, despite the fact we're using a non-European team. And of course, that was the ultimate goal of this career mode. Not only to knock PSG off their perch and win a French league title as a French-Canadian team, but also to become the first non-European city to win the Champions League. Can we do it here in our first season? Here's Kone, who's had a really good start. You know what? I was sad to sell Sanchez, but Kone is so much better, lads. I've only used him a few times, and he already feels a lot better than Sanchez. And I liked Sanchez as well. It's no disrespect to him at all. But still, I do think we have upgraded in that position. We've scored one header in this episode. We tried to score another one there. I think there would have been an offside, and they've given it as well. Maurice Richard was behind the last defender. Still haven't completely made up my mind about whether I'm going to sell Maurice Richard or not. I hate saying it though, lads. I'm leaning towards doing it. It depends on the budget as well for the following season. But listen, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's just focus on this game here. Is Januzaj, the former United Youth Academy prospect, who had his moments, but oh, they have an offside there as well, but never quite made the cut at Old Trafford, which is a shame because he was a very good player on his day. Scored a very good goal against England as well back in 2018 at the World Cup for Belgium. So Januzaj actually would be eligible to be signed in this series. Of course, we are only allowed to sign players from countries where French is one of the official languages. So, who knows? I might have a look at his rating. And even as a squad player, I might try and bring in Adnan Januzaj. Why not? We'll have a look. But we'll focus on that later on. Richard now, over to Kone. Oh, I probably held on to it for too long there. That was my fault, though, not his fault. Not his fault at all. Here's Romelu Lukaku, another former United player, running on through here. Can Kevin Owens catch up with him? Yes, he can. Really good interception there from KO. Antunes now. Over to GSP. Lapaul. Esteban Lapaul. Oh, what a goal by Lapaul. He gets the opening goal of the tie here. It's a really good strike as well. From one end of the pitch to the other. Kevin Owens makes a great tackle. The ball ends up at the feet of Esteban Lepal, and you know the rest. Clinical as ever. Let's have another look at this. I hate these camera angles. I wish there was a way you could turn these off. If they don't want to get rid of the POV camera, give us the option to turn it off. It's so bloody irritating. Here's a better angle. Look at this, just outside the box. Good strike, keeper had no chance. That dive was purely for the cameras. Toe Blake celebrates there on the touchline. And we have the lead here in Seville. 11 goals in 9 European games for the Frenchman. Honestly, what a player he has been. I think those are some of the most fun players to use in career mode. Somebody who you're not completely familiar with in real life. You might have heard the name, you might have seen a game or two in passing, but then you sign them in your save and they become just a legend of that career mode. I love it. And I love it then with fake players as well, like regen players, or creative players like we have in our series. Oh God. Don't concede straight away. Good block there. I do. I just love those gem players who become icons of certain saves. I really do enjoy that element of career mode. Here's Adnan Januzaj now taking the corner. Takes it short, and it might have worked out for them here. They win the header. It's cleared away by Kevin Owens. I think Sami Zayn would have had it covered. And that goes out for a goal kick. Going to take it short here. 9 minutes to go before the half-time whistle. Let's just try and keep it cool here. We're not the ones chasing the game. Here's Yusuf. Over to Yoro. I mean, I'm talking about signings next season. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but if we win the Champions League, do I do another season? Honestly, it would feel really weird ending the final series that we're doing in FC25 in May. Well, might be June to be fair, but still, it would just feel a bit early. Who knows? Do you know what? If that happens, maybe we have to come up with the series on the spot. Bit of a mini-series before we kick off FC26. I have my 3 career modes locked in for FC26. 3 saves I'm very, very excited about, lads. And I can't wait to share them with you very soon. Kone, have a go, lad. Oh, I tell you what. Not the worst strike here, right at the end of the half. The blue hair really looks cool with the blue and black jersey as well. That would have looked really good if that had hit the back of the net too. Unlucky there from Kone, but what a signing he's been. He's been on the shortlist for a very long time. So when we got that offer from Sanchez, it was something I had to consider because I knew I had some decent midfielders in the shortlist, and I think we picked the right one to bring in. But anyways, it's half-time here. Esteban Lepal with the only goal of the game so far, but I would love to add to that tally in the second half and make the second leg more of a formality. So here we go. Esteban Lepal, the goal scorer in this game, gets things kicked off. Quite a comfortable first half. I know Sevilla did come very close there right before we scored, but we went on the counter-attack and got the opening goal of the game. Here's Kone now, over to Siddiqui. I think these two complement each other quite well so far. Now Maurice Richard, who is worth about 145 million. And as you saw in our budget this year, we didn't have a lot of money despite the fact that we qualified for the Champions League. But maybe winning the title might make it a bit better. But still, again, we'll have to wait and see. We really do have to wait and see how things go. That's a good ball, though, to the captain, GSP. Lepal hits it first time. Forces a good save from the keeper. A really good save, actually. Maybe I could have taken a touch and gotten the strike. They're bringing Dacunya off the bench for Adnan Januzaj. So his game comes to an end. I'm going to take the corner short. I half thought about whipping it in, but let's try and get a repeat of how Kone scored his first goal. Chatelan whips it in. Oh, we do win the header. I think it was Kone as well. But the keeper catches it, and Sevilla look to break away. But Lenny Yoro with a good interception there. One of the few positives of that Europa League final from a United perspective. Lenny Yoro did have a good performance. Looks like a really, really good player. Which is why I'm happy to see him in a United shirt and happy to have him in a Montreal shirt here. Richard, have a go, lad. Oh my goodness me. Maurice Richard might have just saved his Montreal career here with 1 goal. And what a goal that was. Well, he's called the Rocket Man, and that was a rocket, a bolt from the blue. That is what we have been waiting for from Maurice Richard. Bloody hell, Sadiki's having a bit of a seizure there in the back. Relax a bit, lad. It ain't over yet, but we are 2-0 up here in the first leg, away from home. Sevilla make a change, and Maurice Richard is the man to get it. What a beauty that was. Has he saved his Montreal career? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But Sevilla are 2 goals down now. Let's try and stop them from equalising, or not equalising, but pulling one back straight away. You can tell I haven't recorded in over a week. Bloody hell, I'm all over the place today. But thankfully the results have not been all over the place. We've done really well, bar the cup game, but listen, I can get over that. I'm really glad that we can see a free agent transfer confirmed there. Thank you, EA. I was really wondering what was going on with that player whilst I'm playing this massive European game. Bloody hell. But here is Richard. Good ball over to Sadiki. GSP, he could wrap it up here. It's 3-0. It's 3-0, lads. Montreal could be through. We could be through here in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Forgot what round we were in there for a second. The 2 attacking midfielders on the score sheet. Richard with a good ball to Sadiki. GSP with a right-footed strike past the keeper. And lads, dare I say, we have 1 foot in the quarter-final. We've seen massive comebacks in the Champions League before, but I don't know, something tells me we're not going to see one this time round. I think if it ends 3-0 we'll be fine, but we still need to make sure they don't pull one back. If they pull a goal back, it does make things quite interesting. Oh, and here they are now. Oh, really good tackle there. Not tackle, I should say. Interception by Kone. Sadiki now over to Antunes. GSP. Lepal. Well, 4-0 would completely seal it, surely. And here is Esteban Lepal, whose shot gets saved. I thought we might have got the follow-up, but it wasn't to be. It was not to be. Lukaku now. 15 minutes left. We haven't even had to make any changes, and I don't think I will, to be honest. I think it's Alger we're playing next in the league, excuse me. So I might just rotate for that game and keep the strongest team for that game against Sevilla in the second leg. 10 minutes left. Let's try and get this 4th goal. Completely kill things off. Lepal. GSP. 4-0. You know what, lads? I'm saying it here. What we're actually going to do now is we are not going to play the second leg in full, because we are through. I'm just going to play the highlights of it. I'll see how close the first leg of the quarterfinal is, and we'll just play that, and then leave the second leg of that till Friday's episode. I think that's the best way to go about things now, because it's 4-0 here in Spain. Surely we are through. GSP gets his 2nd goal of the game. Was really expecting a much more difficult game here from Sevilla. I'm really disappointed with them. You know what? I will make some changes just to run down the clock a bit. Lenny Yoro's a wee bit tired. Giga can come on. Not Davies. What the hell am I doing? Giga can come on. Let's give Kone a rest for... You know what? Let's put GSP back there and bring on Mercier. God, these menus are so laggy. And let's bring on Summers on the left-hand side as well. So 3 changes just to freshen things up a bit. Keep some players fit for the next game. Can we get a 5th? Am I getting too greedy? Can we get a 5th goal? Let's see how this goes. 5-9 for GSP in the Champions League. Not too shabby at all. 2 of them coming in this game. Did well to win the ball back there, but he ends up losing it again. But Kevin Owens is there to intercept. Sami Zayn, bloody hell. He's literally just had to stand around all game. He has not had to conserve any bit of energy. Maurice Richard now. He'll be very happy with his performance. That's a good ball to Esteban Lepal. Back to Maurice Richard. Here's Mercier. Oh, looking for the ball into Richard. Ah, what a brilliant goal it would have been. But it was cut out well from the defence. 2 added minutes here. Let's stop Sevilla from pulling one back. One last chance here to make it 5-0. Mercier looking for the ball over the top. Good tackle. I think that was by Lukaku. But the final whistle blows. Sevilla get absolutely hammered here in their own stadium by Club de Foot Montreal. Brilliant performance here all round. Everybody did their job today. Very, very professional performance. And I feel like we have the job complete here in the first leg. 4-0 in Spain. Now let's complete the job in Quebec. And by completing the job, I mean officially completing it. I just realised what I said doesn't make sense at all. We've completed the job in Spain, but now let's complete it in Quebec. My bad. I'm on about French-speaking players in this. I can barely speak English. But anyways, it is Auxerre up next. They are bottom of the league. I've made a few changes here, but I've kept some strong players in as well, like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Kone, GSP, Summers, I know doesn't start every game, but he's quite strong as well. Chatelain as well, out on the right. Let's give it a quick sim, and we get a 3-1 win. Sadiki comes off the bench, and a minute later gets a goal. Maurice Richard gets a goal as well, but he came on for Mercier, who did pick up an injury. Let's hope that's not too serious. We actually were 1-0 down, but Tosin got the equaliser, and as I say, we went on to win it. But let's hope that injury to Mercier isn't too serious. Okay, it's a 3-week injury, not the best timeline, but not the worst timeline either. We will be missing Mercier for the next few games, but at least it's not a season ender. But I'm not even going to play the highlights of this game. There really is no point. We're 4-0 up. Sevilla, they've got a decent team. I just can't see them pulling this back. Let's take a risk here. Give it a quick sim. Second leg of the last 16. We get a 2-1 win. Another goal for Maurice Richard. Scratch that. Another 2 goals for Maurice Richard. Once again, though, we did have to come from behind on the night. They went down to 10 men as well. And we have advanced through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Get in there. So our Champions League quarter-final opponent hasn't been revealed yet, but what I can reveal is that we have won yet another game, and Kone has scored yet another goal. His third goal for Montreal. They've all come in this episode. They've all been away from home, and they've all made me very happy that we decided to bring this man into the club. There's Quevin Kelleher, Cork man, in between the sticks for Lille, but thankfully he wasn't able to keep that shot out. It's not showing their goal for some reason. I have come in and out of the highlights. It won't show their goal. They did equalise not too long after this, but Esteban Lepal did get the winner in the end, put the ball past Quevin Kelleher, and it's yet another victory for Montreal on the road. We have had a fantastic run of games here in this episode. You just bloody know it. PSG in the Champions League quarter-final. We finally have a season where we don't lose to them domestically. We should have beaten them away from home. We ended up beating them at home, but now we have to play them again in the Champions League quarter-final. Oh, wouldn't you just bloody know it? I was really hoping it would be anybody but them, but listen, that's the joys of the Champions League. You're never going to get an easy team in the Champions League quarter-final, but I was hoping it would be somebody other than PSG. But listen, we're going to play that first leg in this episode. Let's get through the final 2 league games before then and hopefully keep our unbeaten run against PSG going this season. So I did quick sim this game against Stade de Reims. I thought I was recording as I did so, and then when I went to stop the recording, I realised I wasn't recording in the first place. My apologies, but they were 11th in the league. We do want to get to that PSG game as soon as possible. Listen lads, we're so far ahead in the league. I don't feel like I need to play every game at this point. We're getting closer and closer to sealing that title. GSP there scoring in the very first minute, and Maurice Rocket Richard, it's like he heard what I said earlier, that he was on the chopping block. He cannot stop scoring at the moment. He doubled the advantage, we got a clean sheet, and another 3 points en route to hopefully winning our first Ligue 1 title. I literally did it again. I literally forgot to start recording again. We quick simmed here against Strasbourg. We end up drawing 2-2. Listen, it's not the worst result away from home. Oh wait, never mind. We were the ones who conceded in the 74th minute. I'm so used to looking at the left hand side of the screen for simmed games, because we normally sim home ones, that I was getting mixed up there. We ended up conceding a goal in the 74th minute. It's not the end of the world. Listen, a point on the road is still quite good, but let me show you the league table to show how close we are to sealing this league title before we get into the Champions League game against PSG. With 6 games to go, PSG can get a maximum of 78 points, which means we are only 5 points away from sealing the league title. So that's why I didn't mind simming a few games here and there and risking us dropping points, because we are so far ahead in the league and we've already played PSG twice. I fancy us to get the job done, probably in the next episode. But let's wrap up this episode, lads, with the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final. It's an all-Ligue 1 tie here. Paris Saint-Germain versus Club de Foot Montreal. Let's see if we can get a good result here and bring a healthy scoreline back to Quebec. But listen, it's going to be easier said than done. It's a rainy day here in Paris, and I would love to rain on PSG's parade here. As you can tell by the badge there on their sleeve, they are the reigning champions of Europe. Will that be the case in real life? This coming Saturday, of course, we do have the Champions League final between PSG and Inter Milan, a game that I am looking forward to, but I'm finding it very hard to stomach football at the moment after United lost. But anyways, let's have a quick look here at PSG's team, looking very, very strong. Listen, great defence there, as you can see. Midfield not looking too bad either, but it's that front three. Rodrigo, Kvaratskhelia and Vlahovic. That is where I get the most nervous. It is really, really a deadly trio up front. And there they are, taking their squad picture. But listen, we've beaten them once already this season. We should have beaten them twice. Let's see if we can beat them on their own turf here this time. We were very unlucky not to win here in the league. Let's make up for it now in the Champions League quarter-final. Let's try and not concede straight away. I feel like that has happened against PSG before in this series. In fact, I know it happened. And they absolutely battered us after that. So let's try and hold on to the ball here. Just get a bit cosy with it. And then we'll see what we can do from there. There's Siddiqui now over to GSP. A man who'd love to lift the Champions League trophy. He's very, very close to lifting the Ligue 1 title. Unfortunately, it won't be a treble this season. But a double would be very, very welcome. I mean, winning one trophy would be great. Two would be absolutely fantastic. Here's Yusuf now, getting chased down there by Dusan Vlahovic, one of my favourite players to use in FIFA career mode. Catalan now. Over to Kone. Siddiqui. Loses it. And PSG look to go on their first attack of the game here with Dusan Vlahovic. Over to Rico Lewis. Rodrigo, what a player he's been for them since leaving Real Madrid in this series. He's on the run here. What a pass that was to Lewis. Vlahovic. Oh, and he's put PSG 1-0 up. Dusan Vlahovic yet again. He is absolutely fantastic up front. I have to give them credit. What a signing that is. I could see him going to PSG in real life, to be honest. Beautiful pass there from Rodrigo over to Rico Lewis. And Vlahovic is the one who puts it into the back of the net. Sami Zayn could do nothing about that. He tried his best, but couldn't keep it out. And PSG have the lead here. They're never a team you want to fall behind to. I didn't say it before the game, but I was thinking this was a game where we needed to score first. And unfortunately we haven't done so. Only his 5th Champions League goal of the season. PSG didn't have a great time in the league phase, to be fair. I know they didn't finish in the top 8. I didn't actually look at who they were playing in the playoffs. But obviously they've gotten through. And here they are now in the quarter-final. Oh, that's a good ball to Esteban Lepal. Have a goal, lad. I think he would have been closed down if he'd held on to it any longer. Donnarumma had to make the save. Here's Rodrigo. Over to Vlahovic. I know I might be a little bit quieter here at times. I really have to focus in this game. That's a really good ball over to Kvaratskhelia. It's a fantastic ball. Lenny Yoro, though, with a great interception. Sami Zayn here. Probably shouldn't be playing it around the back as much as I am. That is a bit of a dangerous game to be playing. Oh, that's a poor ball. But thankfully, we were able to recover. Now Maurice Richard, he's had a brilliant episode. He may have turned his Montreal career around in one episode alone. That's not exactly where I wanted it to go, but he has it again. It's George St. Pierre. It's a good save again by Donnarumma. Probably taking the shots a bit too far out, to be fair. But we do get a corner here. I'm going to take it short. We've seen that work before. Here's Siddiqui. Oh, it's not a bad ball in. Oh, he's fallen over. GSP blocked. Kimpembe now. He'll probably be able to deal with this. Yes, he does. Over to Ruiz. Now Varshkelia. Oh, he's made absolute you-know-what of Yusuf there. Oh, but Yusuf recovers really well and intercepts, and Sami Zayn can get rid of it. He's got a haluva kick, which was nearly proven there, but Maurice Richard missed the header. Vitinha now. Feel like a second goal, and it's going to be basically game over. Maybe not tie over, but definitely game over. Yeah, Varshkelia makes it 2-0. This is why I really didn't want to play them. I thought finally we'd slayed the beast, beaten them in the French League. We look like we're taking the French League title off them, but they are getting revenge here in the Champions League. That's a really good finish, to be fair. Really, really good finish there at the outside of the boot. 2-0 to PSG, and it's nothing more than they deserve. They have been head and shoulders above us here. But listen, this is our first Champions League campaign. I didn't want to get too ahead of myself thinking about winning it. I was a little bit surprised at how that Sevilla game went. But Sevilla and PSG, different ball game altogether. And we're really seeing that here. Can we pull one back though? Not a great ball by GSP. And they're on the attack again here with Rodrigo. Oh no. No. Oh my god. 3-0. 3-0 here to PSG right on the stroke of half time. Oh, he's going to do the Sue and everything. Can't even come up with a unique celebration. Typical Rodrigo. I don't know why I said typical Rodrigo. That didn't even make any sense. But what does make sense at the moment is that PSG are 3-0 up here, and it looks like we are crashing out of the Champions League. Not a great first 45 minutes of this first leg. That are leading the kick-off this second half. I think we're playing for pride at this stage. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did say against PSG, mountains are there to be climbed, but this mountain just feels like it's getting bigger and bigger. So at this stage, I'm like, just don't concede another one, and if we can create a chance, let's try and see if we can pull one back. But here's Kone, over to Richard. Chatelan. Into Esteban Lepal, who's barely seen the ball at all today. He plays in Siddiqui here. Siddiqui, can he pull one back? Oh, straight at Gianluigi Donnarumma. GSP was coming in. Maybe I should have just squared it to him, taken the sweaty goal. But I opted to have the shot with the midfielder instead on PSG. Are in here again. What a goal. What a goal. Oh my goodness me. Oh my god, they are absolutely battering us now. 4-0. A left-footed strike from outside the box. It just seemed to glide through the air so gracefully. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about it. Let's have one more look at it. It's a really good goal. I mean, it's nowhere near Sami Zayn. It would have taken a miracle of a save, really. But 4-0. And yeah, I think we're out of the Champions League, lads. I think that is fair to say. Antunes now into GSP. Can we pull one back here? George St. Pierre. Oh my god, we can't even pull back a consolation goal. It's all gone wrong here. Such a great episode with such a disappointing end. Zaire Emery now, they just feel like they've got so much quality all over the pitch, PSG. I mean, that's probably the most obvious statement you'll ever hear. It's PSG after all. But still, they've just not got any weak spots in their team. Vitinha probably should have been 5-0 there. Keeper makes a good save. Let's get rid of that. Richard. Can't win that. I thought he was injured there for a second. I think he was protesting for a foul, but he's never going to get it. Vlahovic. Another save by the keeper. Antunes with a very risky tackle, but thankfully it worked out. Oh, and he's bloody lost it. Good ball around the back. Varshkelia. I think he's on a hat-trick now, isn't he? Here's Rodrigo. Zaire Emery. 5-0. Yeah, lads, it's done. It's done. I can't do this anymore. 5-0. Let's just sim to the end. Let's end the embarrassment. PSG have basically knocked us out of the Champions League. Very, very disappointing. Something that's not disappointing is the fact that we are only 5 points away from sealing our first Ligue 1 title. The first team, actually no, I was going to say the first team technically not from France. Of course, Monaco have won Ligue 1 as well, so I suppose the first team that's not geographically near France to win the league title, Club de Foot Montreal. Oh, it will be a beautiful day once we seal it, and hopefully that will be in the next episode. You would expect that. And look, on the positive side of not winning the Champions League this season, at least it means we get to do another year, because there are so many more players I want to bring into this team and experience. We were a year ahead of winning the league anyway. In the Champions League, I still felt like we were a little bit off of it, so it's not too much of a surprise. So yeah, just trying to look on the positive side of things here. But lads, that will do it for this episode. It's really good to be back here again. I know that there's only been a few days between this episode and the last episode, but I was bulk recording a lot of the more recent episodes, so it's good to be back kind of closer to the uploading schedule. My uploading schedule and my recording schedule are very close together again, is what I'm trying to say, which I'm really, really happy with. If you did enjoy this video, lads, please do hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. We are getting closer and closer to hitting 600 subscribers. I would love to hit that milestone before FC26 comes out, and there will be some news regarding FC26 on this channel when it comes to career mode very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. Au revoir, and take care.